Hey everyone, Larry Chen here. As you probably have heard by now, Speedhunters, unfortunately, is no more. The good news is myself and 4 other former contributors to Speedhunters have combined forces to create something called Turnpike, which is essentially everything we wanted Speedhunters to be. Many of you probably don't realize this, but I actually left Speedhunters in 2018 to go off on my own and also to do a lot more work with Hoonigan. I saw the writing on the wall and I realized that YouTube was the future. Video storytelling in a different way was just so much more compelling versus just doing photo blogs. While I can't deny the fact that Speedhunters helped my career, I also just wanted to progress. But now I really would love to have a home for my work. And that's why I'm so excited to work with Dino, Alec, Mario, and Alan on this incredible project. It's going to be something that we can really sink our teeth in, and it's something that we're all very passionate about to make as successful as possible. Back in 2008, 2009, Speedhunters was just starting and it was the hot ticket. It was the crew to be a part of, and I really wanted to join the crew. Looking from the outside, they shot the coolest events, they had the best gear, they had great support, and they had incredible access. Pretty much all the things that I wanted to do. I wanted to join the team and be a part of something greater. Luckily, I was able to prove myself very early on, and I started contributing around 2009, 2010. I became a full-time contributor in 2011 and I never looked back. It was the first time in my career where I could really just focus on taking pictures, telling stories, traveling, without having to worry about budget, without having to worry about when my next meal will come. Before I joined the team with Speedhunters, it was an absolute struggle just to break even, just to make any money at all as a photographer. But because Speedhunters was owned and backed by EA, Electronic Arts, to promote the Need for Speed game, they poured a lot of money and they poured a lot of resources into making this project as successful as possible. It was essentially like their authentic voice for Need for Speed. Now, that's not to say that they used us properly. I feel like they could have used us a lot better. There was a lot of moments when I looked at the game and I looked at what we were shooting. I was just bummed out that they didn't really lean on us more for authentic car culture stories, for scenes in the real car culture world to represent in the game. Again, that's not to say I didn't appreciate being able to work with the team. In 2015, it was so incredible to get together with so many talented individuals to be a part of the 2015 Need for Speed game. That was a time when I really had a chance to get to know a lot of people behind the scenes, including Steph Papadakis. We hung out with Vongen Jr., Ken Block, Akai from RWB, Magnus Walker, all the Risky Devil folks. Pretty much anybody in the game was in London for these cutscenes, and it was so much fun. I had the time of my life. As Speedhunters progressed and as YouTube started taking off, I just wondered, why is it that they did not want to make the jump to video? It didn't make any sense to me, because that was the way to really increase your reach, increase your voice, and showcase the true beauty of these vehicles, because you have the sound, you have the movement, you have the violence, destruction, you have the sheer beauty of the shape of the cars. There was just so much more you can tell in terms of the story, the personalities, the individuals, the interviews, the voices, all of that, you could tell that through video, whereas you could not tell that through the still photo and written words. That's not to say that there was not a place for something like a traditional photo blog, but the problem is they just never evolved. So I took the decision to leave Speedhunters, and I really just went headfirst into running the Hoonigan autofocus channel. And then eventually now it became this channel, which I'm still pushing so hard to this day to work on. But of course, we also have our show on the Hagerty channel, which is Capturing Car Culture. That's where we reserve our best and most exclusive stories. Having said that, I'm telling so many stories through video, but one thing I can never let go is still photography. So anytime we're picking up our cameras to shoot video, I'm also shooting stills, and really there's not a place for these photos to live. We try our absolute best to use these photos in the videos just to move the story along, and also to tell the story in a different way, which is my way. And that's the great thing about Turnpike. It's going to be a permanent home for these photos that I'm working so hard to capture in high resolution, laid out beautifully for cell phone or for web. It's just a modern website that has modern features. We're gonna integrate video seamlessly, and the beauty of it is you can watch the content on my channel, on Dino's channel, and you can see the behind the scenes stills, or it could be the other way around. The main feature could be the stills, and then you get to see the behind the scenes video on how the stills were made. The interesting thing is we tried to do something similar to Turnpike at Hoonigan, but unfortunately it was just me at the helm, and I was just so maxed out with everything. There was no way for me to make this thing successful. In recent years, I've been talking to all the folks that have been helping me about potentially starting my own site where I can have my archive of photos, and also it's a place for our new content to live. But again, because I'm so busy, it's going to be difficult to keep a cadence going, keep it updated nonstop all the time. It really needs full attention from so many different individuals for it to be successful. And that's why Turnpike is honestly the perfect platform for me to be a part of. This conversation all started when I was at Goodwood Festival of Speed earlier this year, and I had a chance to meet Mario face to face for the first time. We hit it off right away. I could see that his work ethic was second to none, and that he was very passionate about storytelling through stills, and he really missed being able to contribute to a website like Speedhunters. So he filled me in on a project that he was working with Dino and Alec, who I absolutely adore. Alec is such a talented photographer and a videographer, a great storyteller. And obviously you guys know, Dino and I have such a long history. We've been working together for almost 15 years now, and I consider him my family. In fact, our families are very close together. Anytime I'm in Japan, I'm hanging out with him. We travel the world together. We've done so much together. We've gone through thick and thin. We started honestly at the bottom, and I always told everybody that Dino and I started at the same time, and he is essentially the Japanese version of me. We're both storytellers. We're both passionate about cars and photography, and of course the culture surrounding it. And for the longest time, when I was doing the video thing, especially on Hoonigan Autofocus, and then eventually to the Hagerty YouTube channel, I was always hiring Dino. I was always utilizing his contacts, using him as a fixer on the ground in Japan, just to have somebody that's very well versed with the Japanese car culture to lead the way, to open up doors, to help me tell this story through video. The entire time I was always pushing him, telling him, hey, you have to do your own thing. You have to focus on video because that's just the future. That's just how people consume content. I was so happy when he finally started his YouTube channel, and now it's super successful. Being able to start this project along with him and Alan and Alec and Mario really allows us to combine our forces with my reach, with Dino's reach, with Alan, Mario, and Alec's photography and storytelling skills. We're gonna be able to knock this one out of the park. The point is, we also want to open this up to all of you folks to be able to contribute your stories, and then hopefully you can join the team and become a regular contributor, because car culture is not just about us five. Car culture is worldwide, and I think that's why Speedhunters initially worked very well. There were so many of us in so many different countries and so many different continents that we were really able to have a good snapshot of what was happening in the world of car culture at any given moment. One day it could be Le Mans, one day it could be Pikes Peak, one day it could be something in Japan, some crazy festival, but all of it lived in one place. And now we can finally have that again, and it's completely in our control and it's our vision. So what can you do to help right now? Well, you can go check out the website, read the articles, leave comments. You can also follow us on Instagram and you'll see us post the most recent articles, the most recent content. Right now is just the beginning. There's just so much more that we want to do. We wanted to launch something just to get the ball rolling. That way we get into the cadence of our normal uploads, because I have to actually get back into writing. It's something that I did a lot when I put together my book this year, but it's also something, honestly, that I missed when I was contributing to Speedhunters. So I'm looking forward to putting a lot more of the words and ideas onto Turnpike, as well as some of the other members of the team. Lewis just put together an incredible article on the largest gathering of Lexus LFAs at one place. So go check that article out. When Mario and Dino told me about the name Turnpike, it clicked right away, because it's kind of a universal term when it comes to car culture. You have the Hakone Turnpike, you have the New Jersey Turnpike. There's turnpikes in the UK. It means expressway or freeway. It's something that is ingrained in car culture. Honestly, that's where we cruise, that's where we take pictures, that's where we go on road trips. It just makes so much sense. The thing about automotive media right now is that so much of it is just a fleeting moment. If you see something on Instagram, you'll scroll past it and you may never find it ever again. And that's so much often the case with anything social media related to cars. It's just not something that you can slow down and just enjoy. And that's one thing that I really miss. That's what I'm really excited about with Turnpike. Another thing that I'm so excited about is the fact that we can go backwards. That means that I can retroactively go back to so many of the stories and so many of the authentic car culture moments that I experienced and that I photographed, and I can write articles and show these pictures in high resolution on the website. If you guys watch this channel or even Capturing Car Culture on Hagerty, you notice that we always try to go as in-depth as possible with the interviews. The length of the videos doesn't really matter, and it's the same thing with the articles on Turnpike. They can have as many photos as it needs to tell the story properly, and also as many or as little words. There is no template for the articles, and that's the beauty of it. Last thing I want to say, if you want to support us, go to turnpike.global and sign up for an account. You may help contribute to the website, but also leave a comment below and let us know what articles you want us to put out, what events you want us to cover. The world is completely open for us to photograph, and it's so incredible to be able to meet so many passionate individuals and work with them to tell their stories. My dream is honestly to make this a full circle moment. I really, really want to work hard with Dino, Alec, Alan, and Mario together to create a platform that can bring new and upcoming photographers just like myself way back when on this platform, on Turnpike, and showcase their work to the world. I'm also just gonna put it out there, any one of you watching, it could be former Speedhunters contributors, it could be contributors to other websites. If you folks wanna help contribute, then do me a favor and go to the website, sign up for an account, and we wanna hear your stories. Better yet, if you just wanna support us, check out the website. Check out turnpike.global and sign up for an account. Thank you guys for watching.